All right. Let's jam a little bit while we wait.
Hello, welcome to the Bad Boy World Champion PGA.
All right. Bam. I just emailed it to you. Hey, Greg, I sent out the an email with a link to the Hangout, so you should be able to pull it up from a computer or your phone.
Okay, you send it. Which email do you send it to?
The gregchain@gmail.com.
Okay, all right, cool.
So just confirm that you see it in your inbox.
Okay. You just send it.
Yeah, you should see it from Mike at Maxer Sales.
Yeah, because I don't see it yet.
You don't see it?
Not yet.
All right. Yeah, it would have come out from my my broadcast email service provider. So let me send it to you direct, and I'll figure out why I didn't send it to you the normal way. I'll send it to both Greg Chain and Blunt Power. I have Greg Chain or Gregory Chain, whatever, at Gmail. I have that as your normal email for the that we have for like a correspondence and whatnot. But I can use Blunt Power, whatever's easier.
Just make sure.
All right. Well, here, let me just send you.
It should work as Gmail, but I just haven't gotten it.
Yeah, no worries. Okay, let's just see. Interesting. Now, is it asking you to do anything when you try to set it up?
Oh, no, it's not just straight coming, just saying things with it.
Okay. Because I'm debating what I'm going to use long term with these sort of Hangout calls. Obviously, there's Skype, but I like using the Google Hangouts because it creates a recording of the call.
Gotcha.
And I want these calls to definitely be able to be recordings, especially because there'll be like case studies in a lot of cases, as we talk about wins and as things keep rolling along. it'll be kind of cool looking back on some of these.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've done something similar. I've done like the guy used to sell these J. Abraham tapes back in the day.
Wait, you took a course from J. Abraham?
No, I didn't take the course, but I was actually in this guy. He was like a reseller. Basically, he used to find out who went to these seminars and buy all their old tapes. So what I did, I was looking to go buy some J. Abraham tapes. So I ran across him, so I bought some. But he kind of what I did, and he thought it was real interesting, so we did an interview. It was a long time ago.
Oh,
okay. Yeah. So.
Ouch. Come on. Oh, let me get my dog out of here. Duke, out. Well, yeah, I mean, that was my original claim to fame, is direct response copywriting. His strategy of preeminent, J. Abraham strategy of preeminence, big thing. That's why I create content. And then he had this thing called like Amazon telepathy, which is one of the most powerful things like I'd ever even, to this day, I still use it like religiously, which is basically you go to Amazon and you look at product reviews and you look at the 5s, you look at the 1s, and that tells you what to say. I was like, oh my God. Like, it was mind-boggling when I saw that. And it was like, yeah, if you sell products, read self-help books about it, find out how they organize the table of contents, and then based on how they put together that table of contents, you can get an idea, what's important to people, what do they want to know, right? You see somebody has a bestseller and this is what they cover, that can tell you what to include. It can give you marketing angles, 5-star reviews, give you headline angles, ad angles, 0-star ratings. You find out what they say, and then in that case, it's like, do this without that, whatever that 0-star was, which was too much fluff. Well, marketing advice without the fluff, or let's say an air freshener case, wears off fast, right? Okay, scents that last. Won't wear off fast like the competitor brands.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, you can get so much just from looking at what buyers say, because they're the ones that matter.
Yep, exactly. That's what I did. I go in and read what people say and try to take this shit and write about it. Throw it in my copy, whatever, when I write something.
Oh yeah. All right. I've got Ricardo in the chat.
It put me in Google. Hangouts help. Let me write that. Do I just go to Hangouts from that screen?
Yeah, you should just be able to join the Hangout from the link. So make sure, if you're not using your Gmail account, if you're trying to use your actual Greg at Blunt Power, try using your actual Gmail account.
Yeah, I'm using Gmail. I'm in Gmail now. Okay, so all right, so I click the Hangout. It says Google Hangout, and it says, "Hi, Gregory. Get started by calling your messaging right now." So that's what I'm trying to do. When you Hangouts, contact conversations, phone call, invite. Okay, saying I don't have any invites.
Let me invite you again.
Okay, so when I click the the settings button, it takes me to Hangout, and it has contact, conversations, phone, call, invite.
Yeah, I would look at.
It has app downloads below it. Do I need to download anything?
You shouldn't have to. It's a Google Hangout. Are you on your computer or are you on your phone?
Computer.
Your computer? Okay. Try just clicking that link that I sent. Try clicking it again. Ricardo, can you hear us? Let me see if I have him muted.
Yeah, he's taking me back to the same thing.
No, he's not muted.
It says if you use get started with Hangouts. You can use Hangouts to start Hangouts syncs automatically across devices. You need to use Hangouts. Google account, computer, phone, microphone, or how to use the internet connection. Use Hangouts. Yes. No.
So when you click it, it's taking.
Call or phone call? Well, hold on.
You should just be able to join the Hangout.
Yes, it's not letting me just join though. When I click your link,
Right.
it takes me to the person says, "Please wait," and it shows the little icon of avatar. And then from "Please wait," it takes me to Hangout's help.
Hold on, let me try just inviting you.
It's almost like it's trying to connect, but then it doesn't work.
Is this someone calling me now? Ricardo, is that you over there?
That's not me calling.
Oh, we got audio. There we go. Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Oh, here we go. Gotcha.
Cool.
Is this Greg finding his way to in? That was going on here.
Yes. Yeah, it did the same thing. So it's doing.
Well, I sent you an invite, so that might have been what that sound that might have been the invite coming to you.
Yeah, it was. But I could see it. It said, it had your name and everything. It said decline or answer. So when I click answer, it took me right back to this get started with Hangout.
Try to go along the prompts. With whatever it's asking you to do with Hangouts. Maybe it's just like ask you to allow it to access your microphone or something basic. So just go through those steps real quick. Now, Ricardo, good morning from Hawaii.
Morning. How y'all doing this morning?
We are good. Greg is actually on speakerphone, so you can hear him, but he can't hear you yet. But once we get him, he's going to get access to the Hangout, and then we'll go ahead and have everybody in.
All right, sounds good.
All right. So while Greg is working on that, how are the videos for the site coming along, Ricardo?
I actually finished all the videos. I was gonna ask
are you taking it?
what you think about them, but the site is actually on day. I think today will be day 6 of a 9-day timetable for the Fiverr guy to be done with it or doing whatever, working his magic.
Right.
So so I'm done with all of them. I'm going to do your testimonial video today, and then that'll be all the videos.
Okay, good. That's good. So as long as that's coming along, and I'm actually, oh wow, oh yeah, I'm on the site right now. Wall Street. Where does it go? I can see some of the adjustments that he's making. So I do like the big prominent search bar. It definitely stands out more. Obviously, he's not done with it yet, but this is.
Yeah. I definitely made it a point to ask him to make the search bar stand out more.
Well, that's perfect. The only thing I would actually say is just make sure with the navigation. Well, he has watch his sunglasses about us, why buy from us, and then it can kind of. I mean, really, the second search or the second navigation that he has, a shop collection, I would just have that as almost just a search bar. Right now, you don't have that vast a collection where you're going through like articles, products, and pages. But he's not done yet, so that might be part of the template. But this is light years ahead of where you were at when we first started talking. So obviously he's customized, but man, look at this. Look at this. All right, Ricardo, hold on for 1 second. Greg, how are we looking over there, bud?
I think I'm there now. Hold on a second.
All right. Boy. Damn, Ricardo, I wish we had taken a screenshot of what you had before.
Yeah, I wish I had too.
I mean, and not to take anything, away from you, because I mean, at the end of the day, people, you don't know what you don't know, and most entrepreneurs don't approach their site design or look at this stuff, the way that people like me do. But it makes a big difference when you kind of just take some of the elements that the big brands are doing, right? You take, and that's why I talk about sales hacking all the time. I talk about that obviously in the master classes. I talk about that anytime I talk to anybody, in the sense of like breaking down what people are doing well, right? Breaking down what people like, what people don't like. If your competition is paying millions of dollars to test something, that's fine, right? Hey, take what learn from their millions of dollars and then innovate after that. Like once you have some of the basic elements that they have in place, then you can circle back around, take a look at your direct competition, see what they might be doing well, and then suddenly you just took over the game.
Yeah.
So we've got two primary sites that we're going to be these workshops. Really, I want to, obviously there's master classes as we go along, and then we do individual calls as well. These type of weekly workshops, I want to really focus on like action, right? What roadblocks are we running into? Where are we with certain things? And then like messaging, right? Maybe helping getting some headlines, some different changes, really working together to help mold our stores into the best that they can be. And then good old Greg with the tech issues.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you because I can actually see you guys on here.
So you're in here as of maybe, are you in here under your Blunt Power, or are you in here under your Gmail?
Gmail.
That's strange that it's
I know it is, because I can actually see you guys.
You're like a ghost.
It says Mike Ricardo, and then when I click the join video call, I see both of you guys, and it says please wait, and then it just takes me back to the Hangout help screen. So I don't know. Let me just try to figure it out. You guys keep talking. Let me try to figure it out.
Gotcha. I wonder if I can. Hold on for a second. Can you all still hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
I just unplugged the microphone. Okay, that's not gonna work. All right.
Yeah, I can still hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I just wanted to test. Maybe if I took that out, then. Well, Greg, you can still kind of hear what we're going over.
Yeah. I mean, I just can't hear Ricardo, but I can hear you.
Gotcha. Well, we'll work with it while we are moving things forward. But you can see the screen, Greg. You can see the chat box.
No, that's what it does. Like I said, it will actually show you guys on the screen, and then once it finishes, it says please wait. And once it goes through that, it takes me back to the Hangout helps. I mean, Hangouts help. So I'm just trying to figure out what the issue is, because it keeps asking me. You know what I mean? Like it's just taking me through all this. Get started with Hangouts, what you need to use Hangouts, all this stuff. So. No
worries. Okay, we'll work around it. Okay. So first off, Ricardo, we'll start with Wall Street Wears Gold Teeth, and yours is the .store, right? Ricardo, can you hear me?
Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah. You are Wall Street Wears Gold Teeth .store is where your actual ecom store is, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
All right. So this is you, and then Greg is bluntpower.com. All right. Now, as obviously as the mastermind expands, we'll have new people in, and you two, especially you, and there's two other people that are in the program right now, but I consider you guys like the OGs, right? The ones that really get to see the most explosive stuff on the front end, but also want to kind of bring you guys into the fold, so that as this mastermind grows and we start to create different relationships or whatnot, you can also start to be resources to some of the people that may join down the line in the Facebook group or whatnot, especially since we're going to create so much automation in the business. We want you to have more time on your hands, So with Wall Street Wears Gold Teeth, obviously the guy is still updating it, so, I can see that he is, trying to implement, while we speak, but it's definitely coming along. As I mentioned, I wish that we could have, I'd screenshotted what you had before.
Yeah, I wish that too.
Not that.
I think it's looking back on it already,
Yeah, well, and Greg, well, you can't really see the screen, but just so maybe you can get a before and after, especially, well, this whole call is going to be recorded anyway, but so you'll have access to the recordings. But originally had big imagery, almost like what we have on the Blunt Power store, with like kind of the big imagery, but not necessarily clickable imagery.
Right on the homepage.
Right. So we had some of that going on, and not necessarily the focus, not really targeted in the navigation. And then of course, an issue that that we're working on right now with your site is, of course, that search bar. Now, Ricardo, as you can see on his site, you can click it and then the search bar appears, but right when you go to the site, you can't immediately find the search bar or engage with it. So we'll take some time to kind of run through both of the sites. But just to kind of reiterate, that search bar is extremely important, because while a minority of your website visitors will actually use that search bar, we've seen as high as 30% of sales come through that search bar. And I've seen that in multiple industries. I remember at Staples, that was the main thing that customers would email about and talk about, was how they loved the search bar, because back then it was kind of new. It was like, oh, the search bar is amazing. But now everybody's doing it. Might as well ride the wave. So, Ricardo, this looks like it's going to be in much better shape. And then once he makes these edits, obviously gets the branding in there. Yeah, this will definitely be light years ahead. And then we can circle back over it, and then give him some final adjustments once we basically see what it looks like when he has everything in there. But it already looks cleaner, already looks faster. Okay. And then in regards to Greg's site, obviously we have a web redesign, in progress right now with some of the things. Now, I want to point out to you, Ricardo, so you can see, the same feedback that I shared with Greg. As a first-time visitor to the site, one of the first things that happens is, you get to the site and then you see this large you see this pop-up down here at the bottom.
Yeah.
Now, resellers are a huge part of his business. That's where he makes geez, Greg, like the vast majority of your profit does come from resale, correct?
Yeah.
So
yeah, the orders are so large, so that's where I make more money.
Right. So obviously, that's a priority for the business. Ricardo, were you able to hear what Greg said?
Yeah, he said because his orders are so large, that's where he makes a lot of his money.
Okay. So that's obviously a priority, but the issue is timing and presentation, right? So let's say that you're a first-time visitor to the site and you're a consumer, which is how a lot of consumers find the site. They, you immediately come here. A reseller already kind of has that thought process. Like if they're going to reach out to you to resell, they're going to approach you in a different way than just coming to the website via Google search and, oh, I'm a reseller, this is what I'm looking for. They're going to approach it in a different way. So the issue is, a standard consumer, comes to the store and, boom, they immediately get this big pop-up here. And now there's a disconnect in what to do next, right? And while I like the original, I like the angle, the issue is the original doesn't necessarily speak to, what is offered. So that's why with this, we're making some changes where basically with this homepage, instead of having, and then also some feedback, you have imagery, kind of like what you had before, Ricardo, where you have kind of, images, but they're not really clickable. They're not really doing anything for you versus just kind of, being part of a pamphlet. So, you know, with our rebranding, and excuse me, with the redesign of the homepage, it's designed to make everything more clickable, more obvious, and, you know, really follow some of the principles that I go over in the 50K homepage blueprint, and you know, some of the things that you see, you know, big brands do. And then we're going to take this reseller and actually make it part of the page. And then, if you recall, with that 50K blueprint, you know, it shows you different sections where you can put like featured deals and things like this. So instead of interrupting somebody, you know, as they scroll down your content-rich homepage, you know, they can find, you know, things like this. Oh, resellers wanted. Hey, click. You know, transform this into a section onto the homepage, and it enables you to make offers like this without interrupting.
Right. Right. They won't be so distracted.
Right. We want to keep people. Your whole goal with an e-commerce store is to get someone to something they want to buy as quickly as possible. Like literally, that's all it is. Just like every grocery store, right? Okay, hey, what do you want to buy? What are you here for? Okay, eggs. Well, you know where they are. Now we strategically put them in the back of the store, so you're gonna, you know, grab a bunch of stuff while you get here. But do you know where the eggs are? Yes. You know, is everything very clear? Yes. Do you know what to do next? Yes. And that's why, you know, the things that work in offline retail, you know, a lot of the same principles apply to online retail. And if you start to think about, if you really start to keep that in your mind and not let the whole internet marketing end of things, like, you know, the mystique that comes along with it, when you get past some of that and you think about it like a real store, like a real retail store, you can pick up on so much, and you're light years ahead of 99% of your competition that is just excited to have a, you know, a Shopify store or a drop shipping business, or, you know, they're doing, you know, online retail, and it feels cool to them. You can blow those guys out of the water. But we have to avoid falling into the pitfalls of, you know, falling in love with our stuff too much, and, you know, getting too caught up in imagery when functionality and conversion are what matter most. So the good news is both of you have, you know, the adjustments in the woodworks that are going to help. You know, obviously, Ricardo, you were able to use a freelancer. So typically freelancers will give you quicker turnaround times. Greg has a marketing company that does, you know, a lot of his design. And, you know, while they put together good stuff for the most part, it just seems like, you know, you deal with like kind of the red tape process, and it just takes a little bit longer when there's moving pieces. So
yeah,
that is a risk, that something maybe not, you're not thinking about that at this stage in your business, Ricardo, but down the line you may think of bringing in an outside agency as your revenue begins to support that. Just to understand that that's something that comes along with that. And then Greg, on the other end, you know, when you need something with a quick turnaround, right, as in less than a week, obviously, you know, you have a, you know, marketing company on a retainer, and I get that, you know, you want to get the most out of your billable hours and so on and so forth. But, you know, sometimes you may need to just, you know, pull the trigger on a, you know, $100, $200 gig and get something flipped in a week and not have to worry about it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because, you know, I'm a master using Upwork, so before I went to a big commerce site, I actually used Upwork like daily almost. So I do understand the difference.
Yeah, man. So that's it's a big thing there. You know, speed. I can't remember who said it, but it was saying money loves speed. Money loves speed. And, you know, some of the stuff that, you know, we're covering over these next 8 weeks is, you know, you know, I've got stuff lined up that is literally on like the cusp. Like, you know, not just, obviously right now we're talking about site design, conversion stuff. You know, next week we're going to really talk about messaging and getting your product pages to convert better. And, you know, again, incremental increases in conversion rates across the board is the whole goal here, right? Start here, then here, then here. take this from 5 to 10, take this from 7 to 12, take that from 13 to 20, right? Going on and on and on. Now, as we start to get towards the back half of things and we have these foundations in place, that's when I'm going to show you guys some of the more advanced stuff that people are doing right now. Not necessarily stuff that you have to do, but for example, like Trey Llewellyn's reactive funnel, where things change around based on what you're getting. I'm going to show you guys how to do that. And then also, the Facebook Messenger marketing. That is absolutely, crushing it right now. And that's, Greg, that's something I was actually going to bring up during our one-on-one is ManyChat. With our Facebook advertising is obviously doing quite well right now. The page is getting a crazy amount of likes and engagement. Now we can really, really leverage that with, Facebook automated messaging. And basically, like when people join, like they can get automated messages almost like email, and then drive them with different links, provide them different promo codes, tell them, have it be clickable. But the engagement, like the clicks from like Messenger, you're looking at like 70%, 80% clicks. Crazy numbers. Yeah, that's what people are migrating towards. And they were showing in China is normally about 5 years ahead of us technology wise. So if you want to get an idea like where the US is going to be in a few years, you look at China, and they have this like chat program. I can't remember the name of it, but it's literally like everything is in it. It's like this huge, it's massive. Like they have like influence marketers and people on there that don't have websites, don't have email lists, don't have anything, but they have like that as their platform, and they're going crazy. So I anticipate, especially with all the attention Facebook has got, politically, and now they're, running ads and on TV to get people to come back, that Messenger is really going to start to blow up as, people maybe get a little bit more nervous about the ads that they see in their news feed, right? Keep in mind, they'll be more comfortable with ads from companies that they know, like ours, ads from promoted posts and syndicated posts from the page that are boosted, as we get thousands and thousands of people on the page itself. And then, of course, those automated messages where people can kind of stay on the Facebook platform. The whole thing is automated. You create little messaging trees, and literally you can send people to your products. So that's going to be something that we're going to cover a little bit later on. And that's going to be a big one. And Ricardo, by the time we get to that, that lesson, you'll have a lot of these things already in place where you'll be able to leverage it as well, especially because you are creating kind of like the information platform also when you're talking about some of the different book reviews and talking about some of the, the entrepreneurial angles that, you explore with your audience. Facebook messaging could be even more powerful for you because you're creating that type of, I don't want to say guru because you kind of talk to people, but it's almost that, like, you're kind of on the mountaintop talking to them. And, that messaging app can work really well for you, especially as you, send them to whatever. And then as your brand begins to grow, obviously, you have the watches and you have the sunglasses now. But, you can start to do like print on demand type of products for Wall Street Wears Gold Teeth with little sayings on hats and little sayings on shirts and whatnot. And that will also supplement your product sales.
All right.
So there's a crazy amount of things that you can do once you really start to think of your business as like as retail, and then just take some of the hottest stuff and apply it. Now, one thing I also wanted to really get deeper into is, again, using video. And, you two see me reference Boom by Cindy Joseph a lot. And then you'll see me, Be Friendly Skincare a lot, because these are 8-figure e-commerce businesses that still kind of have that small business feel. And that's what you need to be doing right now to stand out from, an Amazon or a Walmart. You know, you're not really going to compete with these type of people or staples, right? But you can take the elements of what these guys are doing well, and you know, you can really use it for yourself. So when it comes to the videos, Ricardo, you mentioned that you shot the About Us video and the Why Buy From Us video.
Yes, and a hello from owner video.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, so Greg, I had Ricardo shoot some of the different videos, kind of similar to what you know, what she has on here, with like a hello from owner or something for the About Us, something for a Why Buy From Us style page, and both of these sites do similar videos like that. And a big part of why, you know, you want to be able to do something like that is, one, again, the engagement on video is crazy. Over 60% of all website traffic in 2018 is from video. Video. You know, it's YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, right after Google, and Google owns YouTube. So, you know, it absolutely behooves you to have, you know, a video presence. And then, of course, people that consume video are also, God, I think like almost 200% more likely to buy. And then, you know, another thing is millennials, you know, those like under, I think what was the millennial cutoff, like 36, 37, you know, those that are considered millennials are, you know, almost 3-4 times more likely to buy if a product has a video. And, you know, Greg, in your case, looking over at your analytics and in your Facebook Ads Manager and Insights, we know you have a lot of millennials on your list. You know, that's who's interacting with the ads. So will they be interested in video? I mean, goes without saying. And then especially with a product like Blunt Power, where you have, you know, so many different, you know, smokers and so many people that are just cool with stuff, right? You do stuff with artists. You know, you mentioned you have something with Young Dolph. You know, I've seen you do stuff with Snoop before. You're doing these trade shows. You know, start recording everything. Right, even if it's from a smartphone. Even if it's from a smartphone, start recording everything, because you can use that, you know, in so many ways. So just for an example, right? Let's break it down. Ricardo, you shot 3 different videos thus far. Now, you can use those videos in a Why Buy From Us page and an About Us page, right? You could use those videos in a perpetual footer, which you know, what we call the Firestone footer, which is basically like, this is this guy's static footer on almost every page, where he has the testimony video, he has the videos, testimonials, social, and then like the same type of a close right here. And literally, you know, it's that same constant on like every page. Well, this was a product page, so clearly he's testing something to get you to add it to cart. But for the most part, you'll see that sort of a footer on every page. And then you'll see, again, the same sort of a thing over here. And then even when I got one of my former clients, PS I Love Italy, to add like this little social area down there, they're saying it caused a massive spike in, you know, just engagement and whatnot. So you can use the videos down there. Then you can also use those same videos on your Facebook page, right? In your actual, like the page for the business. You know, that's a great place for the hello from owner, right? How much traffic will you send just from your Facebook page just by having that kind of a video there? And then you can also use it in your emails, email follow-ups. You know, some of the highest clicked emails are ones that have, like, you know, the video thumbnails in them. You've seen them, you probably click on them, right? Think about all the different ways that we just talked about. Oh, then you can also use them on Facebook ads, and Facebook ads for video, where they just start playing as someone scrolls down the timeline. If they watch it, you just pixel them. So
is there a certain amount of time that they have to watch before they get pixeled?
No, it depends on how you set up your targeting, but I think it's like 3 seconds for it to count as a video view. And then you can actually target people that have viewed more than 3 seconds of your video. And then if they click, then it applies. So here's how, when it comes to videos in your Facebook feed, right? Facebook will create an audience of people that have viewed a certain amount of time. So like 3 seconds or more, and they count as a video view. In Facebook, you can retarget people with 3 seconds or more video views. In order for you to pixel them for like display retargeting on Google or something along those lines, then they need to actually click. But Facebook can retarget inside of Facebook just if somebody looks at 3 seconds of your video. So that's how you can get incredibly cheap clicks, and then you can retarget them. And then as you've seen, you know, retargeting is crazy profitable. No, the retargeting is going damn good. Like I was thinking maybe and you know we can talk about that again a little bit later, but you know, maybe even increasing the budget on the retargeting ads, because you know that's huge. And Ricardo, I can guarantee you that retargeting is going to be a massive part of your business, massive part of your business, because these are people that have already gotten comfortable with you. They've seen you before.
Right.
Now, when you say, hey, buy something from me, it makes that much more difference. That much more of a difference. Like, that's why companies spend so much money on branding, and Nike just has a commercial where it's nothing but a guy running and it says, just do it. What the hell does that have to do with a shoe? Nothing, because when you're in the mall and you walk by and you see that swish, you know what it is.
Yeah.
Think about, right? Like, think about the Budweiser frogs from back in the day. You guys remember them?
Yeah, I remember the Budweiser frogs.
Bud.
Like the Clydesdales?
Oh, the ones that were like Budweiser. The frogs?
Oh, yeah.
Think about that.
Right. I remember that.
That has nothing to do with beer. But that's branding. Why do companies spend millions of dollars on branding? So that when they make you an offer, it's not somebody you don't know. It's all it is. It's all it is filling up that trust bucket, lowering people's guard, and making them feel more comfortable with you. What better way, especially when you're first starting off, is video. Like, you know, a personal video like this. Greg, with Blunt Power, you know, the emails that we put together, the entire follow-up, you know, it's kind of like that personalized kind of storytelling, you know, hey, this is what, you know, how my father and I got started in the streets of Atlanta 20 years ago. Right? You can turn that into, like, you can literally talk into your phone the same way as you're doing with the testimonial. You can do a video like this. Ricardo, for the video that you shot, did you go in kind of that setup that you use for YouTube videos now, or did you just kind of use your smartphone for it?
I use the same type of setup.
Okay. Well, Greg, you have stuff like that. Like Ricardo kind of has like a area where he does normally most of his videos, but I've seen just in your office, I've seen, you know, you have little white backgrounds. Like, you have areas where you could sit down and talk. Right. Especially if you have like an outline of things to go over, and then just think, you know, hey, it's Blunt Power. You tell that quick story, and then suddenly people, it's not just, it's not faceless anymore. And the connection that you're able to make with people is tremendous. Jared from Subway. The progressive lady.
Right.
So that is a major edge that you can give yourself. So even if somebody else is selling your stuff on Amazon, which it is happening to both of you, Amazon doesn't have video like that.
So what types of things should I talk about in the video? So
in the video, yes. I have, I believe I have an outline of it in the, in the module 1, in the lesson 1 masterclass, when I actually touch on, you know, page structures. I talk about the why buy from us. I talk about the about us videos. So I do cover those in there. But honestly, the fastest way from point A to point B, you know, these two sites do it really well. Like, they have, you know, if you're saying, hey, look, why buy from us? Hello from the owner. There's a structure that they follow. You can find those bullet points, especially with the about us. You can find those in a lesson 1 masterclass. But again, the fastest way is literally just kind of model what she's doing here. She's going over some bullet points, and you'll kind of pick up on what they are. And, you know, I would run through it from there. You know. Now, let me ask you both something. Now that you bring that up, though, and then and Ricardo, I know that you basically kind of looked over it and was able to pull some points out. But would it be helpful if, you know, kind of the same way that I have like the 50K homepage blueprint, the category page blueprint, how I had those as like downloadable PDFs? Would it be helpful to have like outlines for those particular videos, like just bullet points of kind of what to cover as a downloadable PDF as well?
I think so, yeah.
What do you think, Greg? Would that help you?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think it's good. Yes, I can't hear, so I was just trying to wait till I can segue in. I think it would be a great idea.
Okay.
You know, because just to get some idea starters, to get somebody, you know, that isn't familiar with doing video or not comfortable with it, you know, kind of lays it out in such a way so they can move forward.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I enjoy any type of instruction. You know, it just kind of takes the edge off and makes it easier to follow, for me at least.
Okay. And Greg Ricardo was just basically saying the same thing. You know, he really likes the instruction, and when someone lays it out, it makes it easier to follow along. And obviously, when you guys aren't as comfortable doing video as, you know, the guy that has a white, you know, backdrop in his backdrop, I get it's a little bit different for you all. So I'll put that together for you. But I do also definitely encourage you, Greg. Yeah, I'm going to send you the link to both of these two sites, Boom by Cindy, and then Be Friendly, because both of them have videos on there. So I'll send you those, and then I'll send you basically some bullet points to cover in the videos, and that'll really help. And again, you know, you can use those videos in so many different places. It's not even funny. You can still even throw those damn things on YouTube for your YouTube channel, and now you have three videos there too. Just crazy. You do it one time, and then you use it all over the place, and it'll benefit you again and again and again. So that's what I strongly recommend there. Now, another thing that I was talking about, which is super relevant for both of you, is you know, the category pages. The category pages especially. Now, we've talked about the home pages and the overall layout, the structures that, you know, you really want to be able to follow along with, right? The category pages, if you know you're going to be running traffic, like Greg, we're running traffic right now, right? And we have traffic that is going to the home page. But again, we've already identified some issues with the home page. So that's an example of, you know, how you can actually lose money by sending traffic, you know, sending the majority of your traffic to your home page when you have certain, you know, potential conversion breakdowns, and, you know, it's not when it could be built a little bit better, right? So, you know, again, the sending traffic to your home page is like dropping somebody in the middle of your store and saying, hey, here's everything we have, buy, right? Versus, oh, hey, I have a special deal on these summertime fragrances, right? Type in promo code summertime and have that as like an ad or a banner right at the top of a category page. And then suddenly we can reference that in our ads. So there's congruency. I'm on Facebook. Oh, summertime fragrances on sale, 30% off. Use this promo code. Click. Boom. I'm on that category page for fragrances with that same offer right there in my face. So it's like, okay, there's that comfort level there, congruent. And then, of course, you know, if they add that particular thing to their cart or they're here, now they're looking at fragrances. Now they're looking at different, you know, scents to add to their cart. You know, Ricardo, in your case, right? You know, you have sunglasses and you have watches. It's even easier for you. You say, hey, listen, you know, summertime special, right? Save 15% off select watches. And then you have like a picture of one really nice one and 15% off, you know, or 20% off if it's something that you know you have an even better margin on, and you can still kind of slip that shipping in there. And then boom. And then, hey, right when they get to the page, you know, select offers, you know, save 20% on your watch. That same level of congruency. It makes it easier to create ads. It makes it easier to see what messaging works. And then it gets people to your category pages where they can start adding stuff to their cart.
Yeah.
Right. So your category pages are extremely key. Now, in situations where you have and boom, say here's an opt-in offer. See, Greg, you can't necessarily see the screen, but Ricardo, you should recognize an offer like this.
Yes.
See, 10% off your first order. So they have this. Now, this didn't pop up when we went to the home page. This popped up when we went to the category page. You notice that? So in this case, they could be referencing this in their advertising. 10% off. You can do an ad for it. Check out now and receive 10% off. Check out now and save on, organic skincare products that won't melt your face or whatever the hell they talk about. So there's that congruency there. Congruency. And notice how they use product videos. Like they have it on their category page because they don't have quite as big a selection, even though that's definitely gotten larger than the first time. But they have their category pages right there on the or videos right there on the category pages. And then as you click to learn more, you see you can watch a video as well as scroll through HD imagery. Let's see. So, and then they have basically a spokesperson. Now, Greg, with Blunt Power. Now, Ricardo, it'd be easier for you to do stuff like this once you start, as you start ordering, more and more of your own products, or like say you're doing a book review or doing anything, just have that stuff on.
Yeah.
Literally, that's all you have to do. Have that stuff on and then reference it. Be like, hey, I'm looking at this. Oh, by the way, this is a whatever. You can get it at the store. These are whatever. You can get them at the store. The retail for stuff like this. And the retail for a similar watch, right? Or similar shades. So that's the key word there in your case. Similar, right? Similar. And then you hit them with the price of the most expensive one that looks just like that. Right, because they have sunglasses that look the exact same as the ones that you can get in the mall for really cheap, but they're like the actual name of it, and those are like $5,000-$6,000 sunglasses. That's the one that you quote. Sunglasses like these, are upwards of $5,000-$6,000. However, these, and then you can still say the name brand. It doesn't matter. Like by saying it, it makes it sound good, right? But then you say these you can get for $79.99. Check them out. Boom. And you make that visual parallel. And then you also kind of, if you anchor a price really, really high, then when you tell somebody, $200, then that price, it's easy to justify it. And then boom, you got your goal, which was to get them back to the website, get them to the store, get them to the product page to learn more about those and see if it's worth it. Right. Greg, in your case, you have sprays, you have minis, and you have incense. Literally usage videos. You can do a lot just by people. You could do Apple style videos where people are, living and using your stuff. But for the short term, obviously you can do little quick ones, where you're just talking. But you can also do a one thing I said. I'm gonna find the link for it. I'll send it to you. Where it basically takes a bunch of images and it turns it into a video. You could do something like that. Right? Yeah, because really, if you take your top 10 cents or top whatever, and then it starts off, with a catchphrase, say, not your grandmother's air freshener, or never get caught slipping, a smoker's best friend. Hit them with like a tagline or a catchphrase, and then, goes through, scrolls through the different products, maybe shows that you could literally scroll through the images, right? And, or maybe incorporate somebody spraying it in there, and then end with your logo. And it's like a collage of, images that someone could see. And that could be a video. People will click it. People will click it. And then, you come to and again, you can't, I wish you could see my screen, but I'm going to send you links to this. But, when you go to the Be Friendly and you go to their product pages and you pull up their images, you'll see that, or videos, you'll see that not only do they have videos of it's just like, product usage, but they have like random videos. Oh, are you now? Okay, let me turn your feedback off. Jesus. Yeah, thanks, Greg. Your feedback made my dogs go crazy. Can you hear us? Can you hear us, Greg? See, he probably turned his mic off, but I'm sure he'll figure it out eventually. But at least you can see us now. Boom. So, Greg, we'll let you figure out your audio. But here you see that they have a collection of videos. And, you know, this is just like a random, right? That video is not necessarily the face and eye moisturizer, which is like a cream. That's just a video that they shot, you know, or they were featured someplace. So again, Greg, in your case, right, you know, yes, we have something where it's maybe product specific or scrolls through the shots, but as you go to these trade shows, when you have celebrities holding your product, if you would put it on Instagram or you would put it on Snapchat, for the love of God, capture that on your phone. Don't just send it out into Snapchat to be, you know, to disappear after 24 hours, or Instagram to, you know, get a lot of likes and maybe some people back to the website, right? Like capture that for yourself, because now you can put something like that on a product page. As people scroll through the videos, you know, they can see product usage videos. They can see, you know, that one with like, again, the guy and his grandma, you know, and then they start to see like celebrity stuff like that. Come on, think about that. If someone is looking at your product on a product page and deciding if they want to add it to the cart or not, trying to learn more about you, and they see something like that, oh man, oh, I know this artist, he's using it. Huh. Click add to cart. So this is how you can really start to use video to stand out. And again, Ricardo, you're already using video. That's what's really going to be a big edge for you, especially when you're just getting started and, you know, your products are also on Amazon. That personalization is going to be your best friend.
All right.
Make sense? All right. So let me, as far as the process and where you are as far as with the site design, some of the messaging, Ricardo, do you have any sort of questions, any sort of roadblocks? Do you have anything that, you know, in regards to, again, the site design, the site setup, some of the videos, the architecture? Do you have any questions about that?
Yes, I was watching some of the videos last night, and I wanted to ask you about the not the MailChimp one, but I believe there was another email marketing site.
Mm-hmm.
It starts with a K, I believe. I can't remember what it is right now. But it was like specifically, yes, it was specifically designed for e-commerce.
Mm-hmm.
I heard you say that, and I was wondering, should I move over to that one? Is it easier to implement like my product, to put my product in the emails and things like that on that one rather than MailChimp?
So here's the thing. Now, we actually use MailChimp at Blunt Power. We use MailChimp as well as HubSpot, simply because MailChimp integrates with, you know, ClickFunnels and some of the different funnel things that we create. And, you know, it's somewhat duct taped together, but it's efficient at what it does. And again, it does allow you to, you know, target people directly out of your email list, right? You know, with Facebook ads. You can run an ad to your MailChimp, and you can do some of that stuff within MailChimp. In your case, especially, a Klaviyo might not be the best thing for you, because Klaviyo is really good when you have more control of your products, right? And, you know, you need it to be able to speak, okay, this person bought this product, I'm going to target them with this. You know, I'm building like a user record, so I can see different interactions with this person, different actions that they've taken, you know, what they've bought, make personalized messages to them, you know, make personalized ads. Like, you can do quite a bit, but
yeah,
it brings like enterprise level features and whatnot into the table that you may not need, right? You don't necessarily need like all the spreadsheets or whatnot. Autoresponders are definitely good, but autoresponders you can get, you can build in MailChimp based to trigger when someone is classified as like a buyer, or when someone clicks a certain link, you can send automation to them. And we're going to go over that. In your case, especially, I would probably not say Klaviyo because your products are on Amazon right now.
Yeah.
So you're not getting that same customer relationship management. Amazon owns that customer. So what you're doing is your job is to build the relationship, get them onto your platform, warm them up, and then have Amazon handle the actual transaction itself. Right now, you have it in we have it in Shopify, but you have a Amazon vendor, correct? Like your order is fulfilled by Amazon, but Shopify is the storefront.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, so you don't have quite as much now. You have some visibility from a Shopify level, but not quite as much as if everything was being run through there. So I would say MailChimp for now, but as you start to expand your product line, if you start to do any sort of like print on demand type of stuff, which you can do, you can do print on demand hats, print on demand shirts, stuff to go along with the brand. If you start doing that sort of stuff and you have more control over the product, then I would say you would want like a Klaviyo and getting into some of their enterprise level features, because they have a free plan when it comes to contacts. It's not that they're super duper expensive. It's just that you may not need some of the stuff that it's going to do for you right now. Stick with MailChimp.
All right, cool.
Yeah, stick with MailChimp. Let's get some of these other things rolling, and then as you grow, pivot later.
All right.
Pivot later. And then Greg is messy. So Greg can hear us. He's just struggling with his mic. So Greg, I'm sure you'll be ready. I'm sure you'll be able to kind of get it figured out, and we'll chat and get your stuff together. So next time you don't quite have as many of these tech headaches, because they're never fun. But no worries, brother. You're doing fine. So we've got that. Ricardo, do you have other questions?
And yes, I have one more. I noticed even on the site you were just on, I think it was Be Friendly, their pop-up looks a lot better than my pop-up. So I was wondering, do people do that sort of thing on Fiverr? If I were to be like, hey, I need somebody to customize my MailChimp stuff.
So let me show you something. There's a couple tools that you can use when it comes to that, because that is a good observation, and that's something that we dig deeper into, and when we start to get into like the email lesson. But the pop-ups that you're seeing are not monster. They're not like MailChimp. That is not a MailChimp pop-up functionality. Their list, they call those landing page gatherers, right? It's not good for that. It's really good at email. It's really good at email delivery, email automation, but it's not necessarily good for like pop-ups and whatnot. So when it comes to pop-ups, there's a couple things. One is Opt-in Monster. I've used them in the past, and this is like strictly like optimization tool, like strictly for like exit pop-ups or timed pop-ups. You can do a lot with it when it comes to e-commerce, as far as you can choose when it'll appear. So on-site retargeting, someone visits one page, basically it knows what page that they've been to, so it can send them back, right? When people are leaving one category and it recognizes them, then it can hit them with a specific kind of pop-up. Or if someone is about to abandon their checkout, I don't know that this with their abandoned cart, I think that's more for like a WooCommerce or like a WordPress. I don't know that they'll be able to get that same level of cart abandonment inside the actual Shopify checkout process or like a big commerce checkout process. But if you are using something like WooCommerce or something within WordPress where it's a lot of like code, you can use it for abandoned cart. But basically, opt-in monster is a good way to get these good looking pop-ups like what they have to build your list. That's the short of it. Another one is Sumo, and they also have pop-ups. They have like things that open up at the top of your page. They call them welcome mats, where like you go and it shows you a full screen of something with an opt-in, and then you can decline it, and then it'll scroll down. So for example, I'm showing this page here. You go to a SumoMe site, and in fact, let me see if I can show you what it looks like. Yeah, here you go. This is what that looks like. He uses SumoMe, and you can have like right when someone visits your site, you can get them with like kind of almost a full page opt-in banner type deal. These normally convert 2-3%, but I mean, hey, you get people say no thanks, and then boom, here you are to the site. Now he's got a lot going on, but notice what he's doing here. He tried to get your email, then what is he doing? Send to Messenger. The moment you start doing that, he's got you on his Facebook Messenger follow-up. So that's what I was mentioning earlier, you guys, man. These damn marketers, man. we're on to something here. That Messenger, we'll get into that. But yeah, but that's what SumoMe looks like. And you saw that pop-up, that was a SumoMe pop-up. This bar up here, Ricardo, this is they give you a bar like that. So Sumo, you pay like a monthly fee. Both of these are monthly fees, and then that they give you bars, exit pop-ups. SumoMe gives you a lot of different features that you can use with it. They have things where like it can, as you scroll down, it'll come out of the side. They give you a lot of tools. So Opt-in Monster and sumo.com are two places you can get pop-ups, automation, and different tools. And we actually have next lesson we cover product descriptions. The lesson after that, when we talk about upsells and conversion boosters, that's when I actually start talking about tools like SumoMe. That's when I talk about tools like Opt-in Monster, tools like Referral Candy, tools like FOMO, and some of the things where they have the timers beaconing, where it shows people how many people are buying. So we're going to get into a lot of these different resources that are going to help put a extra layer of wax on your website.
All right.
So that's what I would recommend there. You can use the MailChimp for now, or you can you can shift over to one of those. Really, as long as the messaging matches what we have in the ad, it won't make as big a difference right now. And because you can always change it for later. Right. So Greg,
Roger.
All right, Greg, I know your audio is messed up. Let me just see if you have any questions. Okay, good. Boom. All right. So you both received emails yesterday with invitations to the membership areas for the masterclass, and then you'll also find all the different PDF slides, downloads, and resources in there. So that's actually, as soon as I got off the call, I'm going to go ahead and upload some more of the resources into that membership area. Greg, I'll include the video, like the video outlines. I'll include a PDF in there for you. And again, inside that membership area, that's where you'll find tools. That's where you'll find the different masterclass videos as we progress. And then I'll also create a section where we basically have an archive of our Hangouts. So again, as we get more and more people on the Hangouts, as this grows, that's how you'll continue to access everything. And then I'll put some of this stuff in the Facebook group as well. I don't know that I'll put everything in the Facebook group, because there may be situations where some people are on like a multi-payment plan type of thing, and they drop out. I don't know that I want to put everything in the Facebook group, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right, but everything will always be in the membership area. And then of course you both know how to get in contact with me as things go along. Now, Ricardo, you especially, let me know as soon as this guy is green lighting your site redesign, so I can get in there and take a look at it. And he's saying, "Oh, do you have any last minute edits or feedback?" You know, I can make sure I can see it, and then I can give you some ideas for him.
All right, no problem. Yeah, it's day 6. I think he said 9 max, so should be getting back with you sometime soon.
That's fine. Yeah, let me know as soon as he does. I'll take a look at it and make sure that, you know, at least we have the basic building blocks. You know, Greg, obviously, you know, we have a few things in the works right now, so I know we'll be, you know, reviewing some of those pretty quickly. So other than that, you know, I definitely appreciate you guys, you know, again, you know, taking the time to invest in your business, invest in yourselves, right? You join us for this hangout, and you know, we're gonna really do some major huge things together. So I'm really excited. Hope you guys are too. And again, let's try to get all this design stuff in the works, or at least outsourced to the people that it needs to be in place, because next week we're going to transition into the actual product descriptions, product pages, and the checkout processes, so we can really optimize those.
Sounds good.
All right, fellas, I will talk to you soon.
All right, boss.
All right, bye-bye.